Alright, what is going on YouTube? We got another anime live action news update video for you guys. This time, we are yet again talking about the live action Kakegurui adaptation from Netflix, because today we got the first trailer, which I'm actually kind of surprised we got so early, because I feel like I just made a video talking about this new series and it getting announced not too long ago. A few months ago, actually. I wasn't expecting to get a trailer so soon, but now that we do have it, there's a lot of things I want to talk about that we got in this trailer. So yeah, in case you guys didn't know, Kakegurui is getting a live action adaptation again, this time from Hollywood, from Netflix, as opposed to it being a Japanese live action adaptation. And they're going with a new name, calling the series Bet. And you know, from the looks of the casting announcement, it seemed like there were going to be some pretty obvious changes from the source material. Now that we've gotten the actual first trailer and the first look of what this series is going to be, there are definitely some pretty obvious changes from the source material. But yeah, let's dive in a little deeper and talk more specifically about what they changed and overall what the vibe of this trailer is giving me. So I looked at some of the comments on Twitter and on YouTube of the trailer, and to no surprise, a lot of people are not happy about this trailer. Some people are just straight up being blatantly racist, which, you know, is kind of sad to see. But I do think that from this trailer, at first when I watched it, I was like, okay, you know, it wasn't really too bad. Then I watched it a few more times and, well, my opinion got a little bit worse. But I kind of want to, you know, talk about the good, talk about the bad, and see where we end up at the end. So to start off with, I noticed that there were some shots that actually looked really good. And if you guys remember from the last video, I mentioned how, you know, there are Netflix shows like the show You and just other Netflix original series out there that just look really good, right? Like, a lot of Netflix shows and content typically look really good. And if you compare them to, like, you have Netflix shows, you have HBO shows, and then you have Disney shows. Like, the Netflix and HBO shows look a lot better than the Disney Plus shows, right? Because Netflix shows just look really good. They have a really good look to them, whether it be the camera they use or the editing, whatever. They have a really good look to them. And I was thinking that if they end up making a new live action adaptation of Kakegurui, it could look really good, you know, not to take away from the already established Japanese live action adaptation of this franchise. But I think a Hollywood/Netflix adaptation of the show could exceed the Japanese one in the cinematography at the very least. And some of these shots, I would say, kind of meet those expectations, but there are some shots that don't exactly look that great. And let's just say some of the shots that I saw in this trailer kind of lead me to believe that this didn't exactly get the highest budget that it could have gotten to produce this show. I don't think that they're working with a super small budget, you know, something that would not allow it to be a good show, or filmed in a way to where they actually needed more money to accomplish things. But I do feel like some of the shots just seemed a bit not as passionate as it could have been. Like, I think there were some shots I saw, I was like, this could have looked better, you know, or this could have had more soul put into it. Because Kakegurui, you know, the setting, the overall tone, I think there's a sort of flair you can show off with it, right? And I think with the right cinematographer, like, you could really do some insanely beautiful shots with this series, in my opinion. And from this trailer, it just looked like some shots didn't feel as passionate or felt a little bit lazy than I would have preferred or liked to have seen. Could that be because of the budget? Who knows? But I think it's safe to say that not a whole lot of soul and passion went into this project, at least from start to finish. The next thing I want to talk about is the name change. Bet. I mentioned in my previous video that I wasn't really feeling it, and the more I thought about it, the less I was liking it. Now that we're here and we've gotten the first trailer, yeah, I kind of hate it. I'm not gonna lie. I actually kind of hate the name change. Why would they change the name to Bet? At the very least, make it Compulsive Gambler. But bet? Like, it just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I mentioned in the previous video, like, there's reasons, I guess, for changing it. Like, you know, there is a lingo kind of associated with it. And, you know, you could argue that that is a reason to name it that because, you know, there could be a catch to it, as in it could catch on. But I don't know, man. I really am not feeling the name at all. I don't know. It just I can't see why they did that, to be honest. But I do like the fact that they at least mentioned, hey, based on the manga series Kakegurui, that was nice to see at the very least in the trailer, you know. Really glad they at least did that. But yeah, and I guess since there were a few things that they did change, again, it I guess makes sense why they would change the name, because they are changing like some important things, like the setting, right? Like, it's not set in Japan with a bunch of rich Japanese people. It is different. So them changing the name and then saying, oh yeah, it's based on this, like, I can, I guess, kind of see why they did it, but yeah, I don't know. The name just isn't really working for me, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll grow on me in the future, but for now, it's just not really doing it. But yeah. Now, speaking of things they changed, let's just get right into it, right? The Momobami twins, look kind of different. To say the least. So I'm gonna show a picture on screen to give you guys more of a 1-to-1 ratio of how they look in the anime versus how they look in this trailer. But yeah, the girl with the blue eyes, blue lips, right? One of the Momobami twins, and she was like kind of the main antagonist of season 2, I guess you could say. And then there's the girl with the mask, which they definitely changed up her design a bit. Yeah, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, you know, I had to kind of refresh my memory of these characters and everything. But yeah, they do look a bit different, you know, I will say. They got the black uniforms, which is interesting, I guess. The one that threw me off was the girl with the mask. I mean, they both have black hair now, which, you know, that's one thing. But yeah, then the mask is completely just different. I mean, you know, definitely some different design changes. I don't know how I feel about them. Like, I wouldn't say that I hate them, but it's like, you know, why, I guess. And I do feel like, again, from the shot in the trailer, now this might not be how it actually feels like in the actual show, but from the shot in the trailer, with the Momobami twins like walking with the people kind of surrounding them, it feels a little bit like, I don't know, less actually terrifying, like threat, you know, life or death, sadistic personalities behind the scenes, and more so just high school teenage girl drama, you know, popularity contest type of energy from them walking. And again, that could be completely just because it's a trailer. We don't really see the full context of the scene. And, you know, to some degree, I mean, that is kind of right, like the point. It is an academy and whatever. Like, I get it. But yeah, from the trailer, I'm not really getting the sense of, you know, it's life or death. Lives are being put on the line from like these gambling, you know, crazy addicts, and they all have just this like insane personality lurking beneath the surface, right? Like, I'm not really getting that sense from the trailer. At least from some of the characters, I guess. Anyway, moving on to another design choice that I did not like at all, actually, was Midari Ikishima, the eye patch girl. They changed her design a lot, actually. Her hair is just completely different, and she doesn't have as many piercings. The eye color is different. The hair color is different. I mean, she just looks very different. And I saw a comment that said she didn't actually lick the knife. So I rewatched the part where she's, I guess, quote unquote, licking the knife in like slower speed. And yeah, I guess it doesn't really look like she actually licked the knife, because from the angle, you know, it looks like she didn't really lick it. But I mean, I don't know. I guess it's not like a huge deal, but at the same time, you know, it's also not really that hard to do. I mean, hell, I'll lick a knife. Yeah, it does. I actually didn't notice it, but yeah, when I watched it because of that comment, I was like, I guess it doesn't really look like she licked the knife. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, it's not like, it's just a trailer. It's not like I'm judging this character based on that, but I'm like, well, I mean, it's also not really that hard to do. But anyway, um, not to harp on things like that. It's probably not that important anyway, but it was just something I kind of noticed when I actually slowed it down. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like the design change at all. I actually really liked the character in the anime. She was really cool. The eye patch girl was really cool. And yeah, the design change I don't like, man. I don't know. I am not liking how she looks at all. From anime to this trailer, I'm not liking it. But you know, I'll be the first one to tell you, like, yeah, design changes kind of need to happen. Like, I get it, you know. It's like I'm the first one to understand it. You know, I think there's some designs in the anime that could come off a bit cosplay-esque, so I get it, you know. But I don't know. I'm just not really sure how I feel. Like, I'm just not really getting the sense of like their character with these new designs and these actors and actresses playing them. It just doesn't really feel like them, right? So I get things have to change, but I also feel like, you know, you can look at that character and be like, okay, you know, the piercings, the edginess of this character, like, we can still portray that in a different way. And I guess to me, it just don't really feel like she's giving that. You know, she's not giving that hardcore, edgy, sadistic, like, you know, on the brink of insanity type of energy. It just feels like she's trying to pretend to be that. And again, I could be completely wrong. I'm not trying to like judge it too harshly. I'm really not. But from what the trailer showed, from what we got from the trailer, it just don't really give that energy personally. But I could be wrong. They could totally bring that vibe, and I could be just completely not in the right for what I'm saying. You know, I don't want to judge the trailer too harshly again. I'm really not trying to. But yeah, from what I remember from the anime, which I really quite enjoyed, and seeing this trailer, that was kind of my thoughts and things I didn't really like. There were some things that I was like, okay, you know, I did kind of like from this trailer. For one, I think Yumiko, if they're gonna call her Yumiko, she looks good. She looks really good. The actress they chose for her, I think, looks really good, and she is seemingly playing Yumiko's character really well. I love how she is seemingly keeping this fun, spirited, yet slightly sadistic, twisted personality. I think I was actually getting that from her, from this actress. So W casting for Yumiko, like, this was a great choice. She actually looks like she's doing a great job playing her. And she's the main girl, so, you know, that is probably the most important casting choice. And I think they did a really good job. So Yumiko, really, really good. W on that. And then there's the other, I guess you could say, quote unquote, main character. The guy that like helps Yumiko out, right? Ryota Suzui. Well, that's who he is in the anime. In this series, it looks like that's going to be the black guy in the trailer. And I'm not gonna lie, I also kind of enjoyed his character from the trailer so far. He seems like he's also kind of playing the character the way I remember him from the anime. Obviously, it is, you know, changed appearance. I think that's fine, honestly. I think it's okay. You know, they've shown that there's a lot of different races in this show that are not in the original franchise. And yeah, I think this guy seems like he's portraying the character pretty well from the way I remember him. So that's pretty cool. We didn't see, to my knowledge, Mary Sao Tome from the anime, which was the blonde girl. I hope we see her. I think she will probably be in the series, but I don't think I caught her in this trailer. So I do hope we see her character, because I do remember liking her a lot too. And there's a few other characters we didn't really see in the trailer, like Runa. Don't know if they're gonna make an appearance in this live action adaptation, but, you know, be interesting to see how much they keep from the source material, how much they decide to change, and how far they decide to go with the overall series, or if they're wanting to make a season 2. Who knows? But I mean, the Momobami twins we didn't really see until season 2 of the anime. So yeah, I don't know how far they're gonna go, but yeah, just thought I would point some of those things out. And the other thing too is the motion graphics for the trailer, I think, also looked pretty good. You know, when they show the life's a gamble and she's betting it on revenge or whatever. I thought that looked pretty good. So yeah, good job on them for that. And yeah, apparently it's coming out May 15th, which is very, very soon. That's in less than a month. So yeah, I was not expecting it to come out so soon. Wow. I mean, that's very soon, less than a month away. So, you know, I guess that's kind of exciting. We don't have to wait too long, but yeah, I just actually wasn't expecting it to come out so soon. So I'm definitely going to be watching this. Like, if anything, the trailer has made me want to watch it more. Like I said, a lot of things I didn't really like, but you know, some things that I'm still kind of hoping on. Again, either way, this is just my trailer impressions. I'm not, you know, it's too early to give an actual opinion on if it's going to be good or not. I'm always going to be on the side of watch it, make your own opinions first before you listen to anything anyone else says. You know what I mean? Go into it with an open mind and yeah, judge it for yourself. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do, despite the things that I said in this video and the things that I liked / didn't like from this trailer. But yeah, I hope it's gonna be good. I hope they do the anime and the series justice. We'll see. And hopefully it gives me something different from the Japanese live action adaptation, but you know, maybe not too different to where it like ruins the integrity of the series. So those are my thoughts and hopes going into this trailer and going into this series bet based on Kakegurui. But what did you guys think about this trailer for the live action adaptation of Kakegurui? Let me know in the comments below. Please leave a like on the video. And while you're at it, you might as well subscribe. Over here, we talk about all the live action adaptations based on anime. As a passionate filmmaker and anime fan, I dedicated this channel to making good live action adaptations of anime. So if that's something that is interesting to you, you already know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, join in on the conversations as I make more videos. With that being said, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I will see y'all in the next video.